There've been some excellent walk-arounds of fantastic airplanes, but let me give you a okay one with a regular airplane. This is my Nieuport 11. She's an Ailerons airplane 7th scale. Aluminum tubes and gussets and pop rivets, covered in Seconite fabric, painted with exterior household latex paint. I opted for the Verdun paint scheme. It was a pretty early paint scheme I had for it, just because I thought it looked neat and I might stand out in the pattern a little more. She weighs about 500 pounds here sitting, and is very much a fair-weathered airplane. I fly her basically like ultralights do, early in the morning when the winds are low. When winds get high or it gets real hot, she gets thrown around quite a bit. And while she's a safe aircraft, I just don't like it very much. This aircraft took me about 3 years to build on and off. As a first-time builder, it took a little time, and I had a bunch of breaks. And cost about 13 grand spinner to tail here. Coming in, let's take a look at that mighty fine Culver prop. This thing is just gorgeous. This is my second one from them. I had a little upset there because of the darn brakes. We're going to take a look here. I had band brakes on there earlier. I never could get them to work right. In fact, they locked up on me and I wound up flipping. These are drum brakes. I did a lot of other things to kind of figure things out. And yes, those are heavy duty bicycle wheels. I've got to cover those. We'll see what happens. I don't have any gaps along the wings. I didn't have any need for them. It's pretty small. I didn't think it was going to be a big thing. And you'll see they've got holes there where the wires come out. And I patched them for the most part, but there's still some leaking, and I really don't care. The neat thing about this aircraft is the ailerons are push-pull. That is to say, there's a solid connection that's going down there. If you look, you can see the control horns down there moving up and down. This is the same it was in the original Nieuports as well. And we'll move up here to the cockpit. It's your basic standard package, no big deal there. Well, I didn't put a lot of focus on it. You can see I offset that brake handle. And here's one of the few modifications I made to the plans. That square tube there is an offset for that push-pull tube rod. It puts a pivot point behind the seat, and that way I could lower it down. Moving to the back, you can see how much elevator you've got. You've got great big gobs of elevator. It's enough to where you can pick the tail of the plane up before the rudder has a chance to bite, and it'll put you off the runway in a heartbeat. You can see my second flight video for that. Moving down here to that tail wheel, you'll see I've got some springs there. I found in landing without them on that groove pavement where I was grabbing, it was a little bit squirrely, so this way it gives me a little bit of non-wiggle room, which is what I wanted. Here's that free-flying rudder. No vertical stabilizer, so you got to pay attention to the ball. You can tend to get into kind of a slip situation without really paying attention to it, and you can get cross-controlled pretty easy. And there's those roundels, only on the bottom, as I had it in 1915. Top here, you'll see that center section. There's my gun made out of 2x4s and doweling, and that center section itself is held in with industrial Velcro. It's 2 inches wide, and it's just not coming off. It's not going to do it. And then we'll just move around here to the side. Again, not a lot of fancy stuff with those holes. Doesn't do anything special like that with it. This is just a simple, basic aircraft. There's no big deal with it, other than it's a lot of fun to fly, and that's it. Maybe for the next video, I'll pull that cowl off and walk around that Valley Engineering VW engine in that mighty fine Culver prop.